Awesome. Welcome to your first session on remote collar training. A little bit background. So as many of you know, I have over 25 years experience, working with canines. And so my experience with the remote collar came out when the remote collar first pretty much came out. But they really started getting better when a company called Tritronics started stepping into the picture and making low aversive collars, which were much more humane, much more communicative, and less bulkier, better electronics, and just a lot more communicative to the canine, which is less about punishment. So the Tritronics has had an introduction to the remote collar system. The Tritronics is not around anymore. Like I said, they got bought out by Garmin, but I still remember all of my training through Tritronics as far as teaching me how to use the remote as humanely as possible. And one of the things that I was taught anyway, which I'm not sure there's any old school remote trainers out there, but I was taught not to use it for training, but to use it for communicative purposes. As a result, I'm going to explain what the 3-action introduction is by Tritronics. So Tritronics felt that when you're controlling the movement of a pack of animals or you're controlling the movement of a personal dog, there's only 3 actions of which you're going to manipulate the movement of a pack. And that is the pack coming towards you, the pack leaving you, and the pack not moving at all. So they developed what's called the 3-action introduction, teaching the dog the action of coming towards you, using the remote as a communicator, teaching the action of leaving you, which is coming from communication from the remote, and the action of being stationary. Now, once they taught you the 3-action introduction, they teach you how to communicate using the remote collar, not train. So there's basically a zero waiting for you to see results, meaning that you don't have to practice for a week before you see results. You'll generally see results that same day, okay? I'm only showing you the beginning action, which is the action of coming towards the handler, all right? And I'm using it communicatively, not through training, but through touch. So once they taught you how to do the 3-action introduction, the action of coming, the action of being stationary, and the action of leaving the handler, then they taught you how you can use those 3 actions to also work on behavior modification. I'm going to give you a quick example. If somebody calls and says, hey, I have a dog that runs away or bolts out the door or pulls on a leash, it would be easy for a Tritronics trainer to work on it because he would just work on the action of being near the handler. If the action is being near the handler, the dog can't pull, the dog can't chase rabbits, and the dog can't bolt out the door as long as the action is being near the handler. If you said, oh, you know what, I have a dog that jumps on people and I just can't stand it, well, that would be the action of being stationary, which would be being still, right? So the dog can't jump on people if he's following the action of being stationary. Or my dog begs at the table, or whenever people ring the doorbell, he rushes the door. All right, well, that's the action of sending the dog away, the action of leaving the handler. So when Tritronics came out with this 3-action introduction, they try to make it really dummy-proof for people that use a remote so they can realize how to use the remote for not only communication, but also to solve behavioral issues as long as you understand the foundation of the 3-action introduction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate how I'm using the action of coming to the handler communicatively. And at first, when we watch this video, I'm actually not going to say anything. So this video we're about to watch, I'm not going to say anything. I just want you to watch it and try to decipher if you know how I'm doing it or how I'm communicating with the animal. And then I will play the video a second time, giving you a better explanation of how I'm doing that. So that way you guys have a better understanding. And then you guys will have your homework for the week before joining the actual seminar that we're going to do. When you guys practice this, you guys will be practicing using vibration only. I do not want anybody using stimulation until we get a chance to meet all as a class online. But for now, just work with vibration only. Some of your dogs will react well, some they won't care. But we'll work on that later. Right now, I'm just showing you a safe beginning way of practicing the first introduction, which is the action of being near the handler. Come and get me. you watching me? Hey. Do you see that?
I'm gonna run towards you. Just get it for a second.
Snap your fingers a little bit. So what I'm trying to do is sneak away from Kiaya so I can create some distance. And you'll see that Kiaya won't leave me. He's keeping an eye on me. All right. See how I have value? He's staring at me because I have value. All right. But if he doesn't pay attention, see, I have value. Hold on. Stand to something. I'm trying too good. Can't get him to get away from me. Damn it.
Yo. Hey. Nothing. Yo. Yo. Next lesson, next week.
All right, now with a little commentary. So I'm actually going to be using the remote for what I call physical pressure in my system of how I work with Wolfdogs. I don't use the remote often, but when it comes to the safety and security of the Wolfdog and, chances that it can get caught off leash, this is kind of what I would use the remote for. I do not use a remote for punishment, and nor do I train the dog how to do things with the remote. I'm only using the remote for canine communication and understanding. You're going to see the results happen very quickly, but it's not because their dog's being trained. If the dog is being trained, it's something that has to be practicing for a week before you see noticeable results. The reason why you're seeing results quickly in this video is because I'm not training. I'm just communicating with the remote. You already pull the dog one direction and the other direction when you're going on walks. So you're already communicating using physical pressure. But the physical pressure has no value because the dog's been desensitized, being yanked and pulled all the time. So what I have to do is I have to use a different form of communication. Like if this was my wolf dog, I would realize, okay, this is a bad habit that the owner created, and now the wolf dog ignores the pressure of the leash and he doesn't follow or do anything really well with it. So no matter how much I try to manipulate the wolf dog with this leash, it doesn't matter to him. Just as most wolf dogs, they don't care if you pull them another direction. It's because of stuff they've been doing as a puppy. So I'm going to use the remote because it is a tickly sensation. I'm just going to use vibration. And right there, you'll see his ear twitch back. All right, so I'll point to his ears, letting you know, hey, I'm looking for his ears to switch. See his ears? Because I'm realizing that something's annoying him. He's realizing, hey, there's... nobody else would even notice this. If a wolf dog was just standing here, nobody would even notice this. This is something I know I'm looking for because I know that he'd be annoyed for it. So I pulled him the other direction with the leash, right? Because the remote means nothing to him right now. So I'm just pairing the sensation of the remote with pulling of the leash, which is something he's already familiar with being yanked around on. Vibration and the pull. But right there, you could see that I did the vibration first. Look, and see how he went the other direction? I hadn't even pulled yet. So he's already understanding, hey, this is a sensation that happens when the leash is being pulled. So when I use the remote, and he almost has like an automatic reflex to think that it's the leash. So he just goes the opposite direction, realizing, oh, he must be pulling the leash. That's why I'm feeling that. He doesn't realize that I'm not pulling the leash. I'm now using wireless, a wireless form of connecting with him. Physical touch, but without the leash. So he's essentially kind of already off leash right now. He just doesn't know it yet. And physical touch could be anything. So I could even touch him. So watch. Boop. Hey, come on, let's go in this way. That's something people do with their dogs all the time. Hey, Fido, we're going the other direction. Pay attention. And right here again, I'm going to let him know, hey, I'm going to switch directions on you. Boop. Pay attention, because I'm going to go the other direction. This is called nonverbal communication. Humans do it too. When you're at a bar and you're trying to get a hold of your buddy, tap him on the shoulder and say, dude, what are you drinking? I'll get you another one. But now I'm pairing it with a remote. So now, watch, he's already right on me. He's looking at me because I have value. He's like, well, this guy's been communicating the whole way. And also, the touch is feeling weird, so I'm not used to that. So when I raise my right hand, it's when I'm using the remote, okay? So watch my right hand. If you see me pick it up in the air, it's because there's stimulation happening. But he's already... I'm going to walk really fast. I want to see whether he's focused on me, whether I have value yet or not. So I'm going to stop, walk slow. Oh, look at that. I didn't even use the remote there. He's just automatically realizing that I'm already dictating the directions of the walk. So now I'm having a hard time trying to sneak away from him. So here I am like showing off a little bit. Look how fast that was. It is fast if you're doing it right and you're using negative reinforcement and not positive punishment. Because it's a communicative response, not a training response. It's something that he would encounter if he was with his pack. His pack would get his attention, and since the pack has value, he'd pay attention and see what direction are you guys going. All right, I guess I'll come. So already I'm creating value, okay? And I could do this without the remote too, but I'm just trying to show that the remote is just an extension of physical touch, but it's wireless. You're already using a leash. You're using a landline, a rotary phone. The only difference between that regular leash that anyone would be using and the remote is mine is a cell phone and yours is still connected to a wall. But the communication of you pulling on a leash to change the dog's direction is no different than what I'm doing, except for now I'm doing it wirelessly. And I'm not training him because he doesn't need to be trained. It's something he already understands. He understands physical pressure in the environment. He understands physical pressure in his pack. He understands physical pressure when he has to move into the shade. All of that is already natural. I'm just using something in the environment to communicate with him that I know will have value. So he's already walked with me and I'm having a difficult time continuing the lesson. So I'm trying to find a distraction. And he was over here peeing on this wood earlier and he is obsessed with it for some reason. Today he's not. But right now you'll notice that I can't actually get away from him. So I'm trying to sneak away. See, here I am trying to sneak away. I'm trying to sneak away. Shh. Dang it. He turned around and he sees me. So he's already moving my direction. So I'm getting frustrated here going, dang, I already can't. He's already off leash. He won't allow me to get very far from him. And I didn't even take very long doing it. So I'm like, all right. So eventually I'll be able to sneak away. And when I sneak away, I'm going to use the remote and watch how he turns to look my direction. So right about here. See, I can't do it. All right. There. Finally got away. Watch his head. Boop. You see how he just switched and then went into me? I didn't pull the leash. All I did was vibrate the remote. And he knew that I was trying to get his attention, so he moved my direction. Now watch what happens here. Boop. The remote again, changing direction. The remote again, but I wasn't raising my hand here. Now watch what happens. Look. He's connected to me. Kind of like a horse. Look at this. This is just showing what can be accomplished. Okay, I'm not telling people don't hang on to your leash when you're walking with your wolf dog. I'm just showing that when you're using canine communication and understanding, your tools can get you there faster. I don't use tools because people will get reliant on the remote and they won't know how to actually communicate with their wolf dog unless they have a remote. I'm able to communicate with my wolf dogs with or without a remote. But Kiaya is just a little stubborn on that leash. And you can call his name a billion times and tug on that leash and he won't even bat an eye. But look, no more remote. Through it. Okay, but I'm still going to use some communication here. So I made a kissing noise there earlier. That was auditory pressure to let him know that to follow me. You'll see my right hand there. I'm going to back it up just a sec. I can't back it up just a second, but you can see that my right hand popped the leash a little bit. That's communication. But other than that, he's calm enough now, and I have a connection with him that we're now connected. No leash. You probably won't even need the remote anymore, right? Now there I'm getting a little ballsy. See how I looked like he's looking at the leash on the ground. So I picked it up and said, not today. He is already realizing, hey, you dropped the leash. But he's not quite ready for off leash yet. But you can see already the difference. And the difference is fast because I'm communicating that training. Okay, bonus video. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an extra here. For those that might have insecure, fearful wolf dogs, the remote collar will work for that as well. For those of you that has seen a previous video titled Flighty Wolf Dog with Tony Nila, that is a insecure wolf dog that doesn't like to be caught and will not come to you. His name is Dakota. Dakota is about a year old. Came from a backyard breeder situation, so not necessarily the best of developmental stages or doing all the right things before going home to anybody. But if you've seen that video or you haven't, I would look for it. I'm going to add a little bit of footage of it here in this video, but I'm playing a game called the yo-yo game, helping him to get rid of that flighty response, and I'm kind of reeling him in with a light line, teaching him that it's safe to come near me and that I'm not necessarily going to touch him or catch him every single time. I just want him to come near me, and then I walk away from him. So I don't want him flighting away from me. I want to be leaving him. And so I'm using a long line for that technique called the yo-yo game. So if you haven't seen that video, I would watch that video first. You can just do a search for it called Flighty Wolf Dog with Tony Nila. And as far as this video is concerned, I'm gonna actually show you how I use the remote collar to essentially play the same exact game, the yo-yo game. But you're gonna notice a little bit of a better response from the video that I made previous, and you're gonna notice that he comes to me now a lot faster using the remote collar. Again, the remote collar is just an extension of a long line. It does the same exact thing, the only difference that it's wireless. So I'm gonna go ahead and show that footage. Your guys' homework is not to do what I'm about to do in this bonus video, but your guys' homework is just doing the directional change in the first part of the video. Your dog goes north, you buzz, you go south. Your dog goes east, you buzz, you go west. Your dog goes northeast, you go buzz, and you go southwest. You're just using vibration, and when the dog starts heading the direction with you, you stop hitting vibration. You only hit the vibration when the dog is going the opposite direction of you. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and shoot me a PM, and I'll help you to the best of my ability. Until then, enjoy this bonus video. There is Dakota. And Dakota doesn't like to be caught. Once you get him, though, he's cool. Rocky, go away. All right, let's see here. I can approach. There you go. He says, no, oh, no, sir. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Let's see. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, no, forget that. All right. All right, folks, today's video. You just got a new wolf dog at your house, and he don't know you. You're not his human. In this case, this guy is I am his human. He doesn't know it yet, though. So, how are we going to get this guy so I can approach him and he'll let me touch him? Well, I'm going to show you guys. Stay tuned. Just taking up some slack. And again, like I'm saying, I just don't want the flight response. So you might find that when you're practicing this, as soon as you grab that lead, your dog might, boom, pull at the end and just want to run. The key thing is not to pull the dog. Prevent them from leaving you, yes. But as soon as you feel the body relax, as soon as you feel that they're no longer resisting, then relax the leash. And be patient, and as they start moving in, start slowly wheeling them in. So he's running away there, and I missed the opportunity to touch the leash there. So I have the leash again. The other thing cool about doing this yo-yo game is when you are retrieving him, you're not going towards him to grab him. There I am again. See how I prevented him from retreating? That's okay. But look, I'm not pulling. There's pressure, and he understands that when he moves forward, that pressure releases. And then there I am, ready to walk away again. So that is pretty good. I'm demonstrating.
Oh, Dakota. Good.
Good boy.
Good job. Good, Dakota, come on. Dakota. Good, Dakota. Good. Good boy. Dakota. Good job. Yay. Good, Dakota.
Good job, kiddo. Dakota. Good. Very good. Awesome. Dakota. Good.
Please check your email.
Thank you. How you doing? How you doing? He's doing good with just about. Dakota. 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 Good boy. Good boy. Come on, Dakota. Good boy. All right. That's my little man. That's my little man. You're doing amazing. Look at you. No more yo-yo game, right? Wireless. Wireless. Same exact thing. It's just a different sensation. Come here. Yeah, good job. Come on. Dakota. Dakota. Good, Dakota. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you, little one. He's loving it. He's loving it.